This is the Tokyo Butter 23 Sneaker Channel. Tokyo Butter 23 の Sneaker Channel です。毎日アップするので毎日見てください。Every single day I bring you sneaker content, sneaker related content. So please check that out. This week is a big week for me because I managed to get my hands on my first ever pair of Jordans. And that's unbelievable for a 43-year-old to say that. I've never owned a pair of Jordans, and it's great for me to be able to do that. And I'm dropping 4 videos throughout this week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday and Sunday, all about those first Jordans that I've got my hands on. But this video today is all about a pair of Adidas sneakers, and the funny thing about them is, to me, they kind of look like a Nike sneaker. They look very much to me like the Blazers, but they are in actual fact the Nizza Hi, and it's a collaboration with a brand out of New York called A-Life. As I said in the introduction, today is all about that brand out of New York called A-Life tying up with the Adidas consortium for the Nizza Hi. And I've got to say, I've never heard of the Nizza Hi before in my life. I don't know if that means that I just don't know much about sneakers, or maybe I've had my head in the ground. I don't know. Maybe you guys out there are like, yeah, Nizza Hi, I've known that. Tons of them. There's many of them kicking around, and maybe I just don't know, which is fine. I don't mind not knowing. I just like to learn. So it's good that I did learn about this sneaker. And I do have to say, I do like it. As I said before, it does look a lot like a Nike Blazer to me, and they're very similar in their style and their construction, but I do like the Blazers, so it's not exactly a big problem to have this sneaker. But then there's also kind of a look in there that looks a bit like the Off-White brand as well, so it's kind of a strange looking sneaker. Adidas, Nike, Off-White all mashed together. It's really kind of weird to me, but it's cool as well. So we'll get into that in a couple of minutes, but first please do make sure you check out my content this week, like I said, about those new Jordans that I've got. First time I've ever had Jordans at hand. And also please support the channel by hitting that subscribe button, because it truly does help. And the channel is growing little by little, and I'm really happy to see it grow, but I do want it to grow even faster. So please do click that subscribe button down below. 登録すると助かるので登録お願いします。今は270何人と思うので、ちょっと増えたい、その来年のオリンピックが来る前にチャンネルを大きくするとなんかいいかなと思うので、登録をしてもらうのをお願いします。Okay, so let's have a quick look at this sneaker. There's not really that much to say about it because it is a very plain looking sneaker, but there are a couple of really nice details on it that I like very much. The first is the pull tags on the tongues. I really like it when sneakers have different sort of unique branding on them, or they take the time to make the left shoe and the right shoe look different from each other. And in the case of these, you've got the A-Life branding on one of the tongue tags, and on the other you've got the is it the trefoil? Is that how you pronounce it? The 3 not stripe branding of Adidas, because it's that clover-esque sort of branding of Adidas, the trefoil. I think they call it trefoil branding on the other, and I think that's cool. I like it when the designers and whoever makes sneakers and companies and brands and stuff take the time to make those little differences between the left and right sneakers. It makes me feel like they're really caring about the sneaker. They're not just sort of like cookie cuttering stamp, bang, bang, let's produce the same sneaker over and over again. They're actually taking time to think about it. Of course, it costs more money to have 2 different tongue tags, so it costs them more money to do that, but them making the effort to do it actually makes me trust the sneaker and the company a little bit more. So I do really like it. And on these, it's a really cracking looking tongue tag there with the A-Life branding on one and Adidas on the other. The other major sort of feature of this sneaker, because it is an all-white sneaker, but the other major feature is this sort of, it's a funny kind of loop that runs around the ankle. I'm trying to describe what it looks like to me. One, it describes those tags that are on Off-White sneakers. That's why I mentioned Off-White before. But it also reminds me of that bolt-on swoosh that was on a pair of Vapor Max out of the On Air collection, the Paris Vapor Maxes with the bolt-on swoosh. It doesn't remind me of utilities with the buckles or the straps, things like that. I'm not a huge fan of that, but in the case of these, it doesn't remind me of those at all. It just looks like an extra piece of branding on there for the A-Life brand, which is out of New York, and I think it looks really good. I really like it. I think it's cool. Well, from what I've seen, it comes in blue on one sneaker and red on the other, but I've also seen a white variant as well, so maybe there's more than just the 2, one for each sneaker in there. Maybe there's a couple of different ones. Maybe it's like you have laces, you know, multiple colors of laces in some sneakers. Maybe you have multiple colors of these straps around the ankle area. And then the final sort of thing to look at is towards the lower part of the upper is that A-Life branding right there in that sort of rectangular just off the top of the midsole, which is a nice touch. Again, without the branding on it, it would be an extremely plain sneaker, and perhaps without that what do I call it? Not strap, around the ankle area, it would be too plain to buy. Maybe that strap's the thing that makes the difference. In fact, I think I'll be able to put up some screenshots here which show you the difference between the two with and without the strap, and you can decide for yourself whether you would buy these strapless. But to me, I think they're actually essential to the sneaker being, you know, something that I would think about getting, whereas without the strap, without the branding, it's kind of like, it's a bit too simple, a bit too plain. So it'll be interesting to see which way the hype goes on this sneaker. It could go either way. My feeling is it's going to go towards yes, people are going to be looking for this, especially as it complements that kind of blazer style from the Nike brand, and then people can have their Nikes and Adidas in a similar style. Okay, that's enough from me today. I think I might have actually talked for longer than I planned to. I only want to go for 5 minutes, but I think it's probably going to be 7 or 8 minutes, for which I apologise. I'm trying to bear down on the amount of time I talk in my videos, which I will stop doing right now with just a quick shout out that says please subscribe to the channel. It helps me tremendously. And I'll be back tomorrow with the Bread 4s, where I'll be doing the review of my own Bread 4s. Yesterday was the unboxing of the Bread 4s, and tomorrow is the review of them. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on that content or any other content. And if you are a subscriber, please hit the notification bell down below. Okay, it's time for me to check off, and thank you guys for checking out my content, and all that's left for me to do is to say that I will see you tomorrow.